That's good. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Wonderful, fabulous, fantastic film. I say fantastic a lot. I really do. And that's what I usually use to express how I feel about something that brought me the most joy that I can get from that. And out of movies, especially animated movies go. And one of the reasons I probably enjoyed it so much is because I'm such a big Spider-Man fan. Now, this movie, if you're a Spider-Man fan, whether it's Miles Morales, Peter Parker, or Miguel O'Hara, or a fan of just the whole family. You know how they have Bat family members, Nightwing, Batgirl, Robins, all of them. Same thing with Spider-Man. There's so many different types of Spider-Man clones, people, Spider-Woman, sometimes, depending on who it is, like Silk, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Ham, 2099 Spider-Man. It is, like, if you're a fan of any of that, just a Spider-Man fan in general, this film is really going to hit you in your fandom. It really is, in your heart and your fandom. And if you're just a casual moviegoer, you're going to really enjoy this movie. It has so much to offer, so many things you want from a good movie. It really is. It has heart. It's really emotional at times. It has action. It's a new kind of animation style. I was a fan of the animation style. I remember in the trailers, I was like, it looks like a painting that's moving. I don't know why I use that, but like stop motion. It looks like stop motion work. And mix that in with just some computer generated images, but at the same time still hand drawn animation. It looks like a combination of all three, and it changes up sometimes depending on the scene. But I really enjoyed this movie. Now it kind of starts off slow, which isn't bad. That doesn't mean it's bad. It's just you're not going to get within the first 20 minutes a lot of action, a lot of comedic moments, and it's really because it's building on the character Miles Morales, and it follows a very similar path to the comics. Now, for me, I got into Miles Morales late. I think he appeared in comics in 2011, something like that. And I remember when he was coming, I read about it, and my nephew, he was really excited. Him being African American, but the thing is, it was funny because I was just like, oh yeah, that's cool. I'm not a fan of the Ultimate Universe. I really wasn't. I like a lot of their stuff, and I knew some of the stuff was going to be cool, but when the Ultimate Universe was starting the comics, I was like, oh, cool, a retelling, a restarting of all the characters in a modern setting, so all their origins weren't, decades ago for us, but in the comics, it might not have been as many years, but it's a change in tone. You go back and read the first issues of Spider-Man, Iron Man, and stuff, the cars, the settings, the 60s, and, not as much time went by for them. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of the Ultimate Universe because I already had my universe, the 616, the main Marvel Comics universe, and I was still a fan of that. I was still reading that. Well, I think it was like 4 years after Miles debuted, or I can't remember exactly when it was, right before Secret Wars happened, the latest one with God Doom. I said, oh, let me check this Miles character out. I read the first 14 issues. I was going to read just until he gets a suit and he's finally Spider-Man. Took a while, and that's what happened in this film, and I love that. But it was so good. He was so different than Parker. He didn't want his powers. He wanted to be a normal kid and stuff, and they do that in this movie. And it was just so good. I read the first 14 issues, and I was like, this was great. I'm going to skip ahead. And I just started like randomly picking moments that I think were really good. I think I looked up some moments in Miles' history and different points when he quit at one time because of his mother's death. When he was with the New Avengers in the Ultimate Universe, and Cloak, Dagger, he got training from Captain America in the Ultimate Universe. Peter Parker from the 616 universe went to their universe and he helped them out, he trained them. And Parker in the Ultimate Universe returned back to life and helped train them too. And it was fantastic. The comics was fantastic. And I was like, I get it. I get why people like him. It's not just some hype because it's a new Spider-Man. It's not because there's been a couple. I really was a fan of Ben Reilly. It's not just some hype because he's African American and Latino. Mom's Latino. He's mixed, biracial. So it was a lot of hype because the story was just good. Brian Michael Bendis did a fantastic job with that thing. And I forgot the woman who helped him write it. Oh my gosh, I forgot her name. Please look it up. The writers and the woman who created the look of his outfit. She got it from the black Spider-Man outfit, the black suit that we all love. And she wanted to put a little twist on it, black and red. But yeah, it was the same thing in the movie. If nobody knew anything about Miles, if you watch Tyrone Magnus' reaction, if y'all fans of him, he said he knew nothing. I don't even think he knew Miles was from the Ultimate Universe. But he said he is now a fan of Miles. And that's how it was for me when I read the comics. So I was excited to see this. And it was Spider-Man. But when they first announced this, I was like, oh, cool, animated film. That's pretty cool. You know, you can do anything. Then when I heard that it was into the Spider-Verse, I was like, you can do anything. If you watch the DC shows on CW, and they do these crossovers, they have different worlds, different Earths, and you can bring different versions of superheroes around, you can do anything. You can have so much fun. But what this movie does, it has some serious moments too, not just fun. And it's Miles' movie, it really is. But with the help and a cameo of other Spider-Man characters, and it just works it just works so well. And then they do a whole bunch of nods back to the movies, some Easter eggs, cartoon series, really old one, the 90s and stuff like that. And the Spider-Verse in the comics is crazy enough. Anyway, they have a video game Spider-Man, cartoon Spider-Man. It is crazy, and it's just fun. You can really have fun with it. And I enjoyed it a lot. I said a like. Yeah, it's just a good movie. I don't want to talk too long, and I wasn't really going to say any spoilers because you people need to see it if you didn't see it. But for us that did see it, I liked all those parts. I loved the web slinging. He had to learn the webs. I loved Miles learning about his abilities. I like the 616 universe Peter Parker, who's all fat and just depressed, and you know what he had going on. I loved everything. They called a Spider-Woman in there, and I think I know why. I'm not sure. Maybe they just felt like they should call her Spider-Woman, not Spider-Gwen, because everybody's gonna be like, Gwen, okay, good. Her name's Gwen. I don't know, but it was Spider-Gwen, and I like the interaction between her and Miles. All the actors who played famous actors, I didn't even know it was Nicolas Cage playing Spider-Man Noir. I forgot. I remember me and my nephew finding that out, like, oh, that's what's up. And I forgot. You know, and I was there with somebody, and it was like, is that Nicolas Cage? I was like, I don't know. That is Nicolas Cage. I forgot. This movie was fun, and I hope they do another one. I don't think they're going to follow what happens in the comics. I loved it. I really did. There's some villains that you remember and you know from comics and stuff like that, different versions of them too. It was just good, man. The movie was just good. Like I said, the beginning's kind of slow because it's building up Miles' character. But it was fantastic. There were some kids in there that were crying during certain moments. The Prowler. Somebody who I found out about in the 90s animated series. I don't remember picking up a comic that had him in it. And I used to collect Spider-Man comics. But when I saw the 90s animated series, The Prowler on there, I was like, hey, he's pretty cool. Then in the comics, I started seeing him. It was right after that, and I'm like, oh yeah, I like him. But in this, they made he was spooky and scary. He was scaring kids in the theaters, and it was this noise when he did his thing. And for a character named the Prowler, I think it was that was a nice touch. But I loved it. It was good. It was so fun. Just please go out and see it. It's excellent. It really is. If you're a Spider-Man fan, you're going to be a little biased about how much you like it, but hey, that happens in the world, right? I know what it was for me. A lot of people saying it's their favorite Spider-Man movie. It's not mine. It's not mine. I love the Sam Raimi ones with Tobey Maguire. I love the old Spider-Man movie. I used to watch the cartoon from the 70s. But here's the thing. My favorite might be Homecoming. I like a lot of stuff they did in there. I wish it had some of the things that, you know, the Sam Raimi one had, but I like it a lot. You know, I love the high school aspect. They stayed there for one whole movie, and he's still in high school and Far From Home that's coming out. But back in Sam Raimi day, they didn't know how many movies they was gonna make, or even if they planned. So they wanted to move it along kind of fast. Shoot, in the comics, he was only in high school for like 23, 28 issues or something like that. It wasn't even 30 issues. Well, in real time, that's about 2 years, a little over 2 years in the comics. But he wasn't in high school for a long time. He was in college for a long freaking time, you know, so that's cool. But I liked Homecoming a lot. And is there a downside to this movie? All right, here's the only thing. Comic book movies, knowing the source material. One of the things that I hated since not the X-Men, I say the Spider-Man, Sam Raimi movies, I wish that it was connected to a bigger world. Because in this, Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man's like, I'm the only one protecting New York City. You'll never hear that in the comics because there are so many superheroes. It's almost overcrowded with superheroes and supervillains. You shouldn't even be able to see just normal people walking about. There's so many villains and heroes in New York City and Marvel Universe. But that's my thing. I wish there was a Captain America, Iron Fist, you know, so many other Fantastic Four. I wish all of them were in there. They could interact with more people. It just feels kind of off being a comic fan like all my life, really, and knowing like when you watch the Sam Raimi movies, I was just like, why can't he just visit the X-Men, ask them for help with the mutation he's got or something like he did in the comics and the cartoons. And Fantastic Four can't show up. It'll never be Spider-Man and his amazing friends because they always had things separate because certain companies only have the rights to certain characters. It sucks. It really does. Then we have a connected shared universe, and that's one of the elements I've really liked about Homecoming. It feels good. It feels good. It's closer to what you really know in the comics because you know at any moment, any comic, anybody can show up that's in that universe. And that's just the only downside. And think about that. That's the only thing I got to complain about in this movie. That's the only thing. It's fantastic. It is great. It's awesome. It's wonderful. You know? Go out and see it. That's my review. 10 minutes. Goodness Lord, I didn't expect to talk that long. But if you like the video, subscribe. I will have more videos coming soon. I got some stuff to do. And I'll see you next time.